Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it would seem online I have been exposed. Over the past half a week or so where I've been in this space, out and about, on vacation, but still shooting and putting out reviews in the process, there's been some Reddit action cropping up, kind of resurfacing, accusing me of something that back in 2019, a particular review that I did had been green screened. Now, again, this has come up because in the reviews I've been dropping as of late, I have been in front of a green screen to make it look like I'm, in the usual, review room and stuff, just, for your guys' comfort, just so you feel like, while I'm, out and about, things are still familiar and stuff. I see a lot of you guys as children, and in order to kind of keep you engaged and keep you sort of into the idea of me doing what I'm doing, I have to make sure everything is super, super consistent. If a single thing changes about any of it, it's all in danger of falling apart, and people freak out and go into a total fit over it. They'll start pooping and peeing themselves and crying and coming. But yeah, through these recent couple of reviews, you guys have seen my green screening skills. I know my way around a screen that is green, is what you could say. But these skills are not recently gained. This is sort of a, something I mastered years and years ago, long before 2019, which is the year that is in question here. Now, like I said, it was 2019, toward the end of the month in July. I was on a very, very, very tight schedule, and I had to leave my studio for a day because I had something important going on. We will get into that later. But because I was on the move, because I was on the go, I decided, well, you know what? Maybe I can take my green screen with me, and I can green screen this review on the go. Nobody will be the wiser. Now, there was one person, again, on Reddit here, over here, as you can see, who found me out, who discovered the truth. But I've been quiet about it up until now because things have just become so intense and so real and so obvious that I have to admit fault here. I have to admit the truth. And that's that my Chance the Rapper Big Day review is just completely green screen. Now, why did this happen? As I said, I had to be out of town toward the end of that month. I actually had a meeting over at the Complex offices. We were negotiating a deal for me to appear on an episode of Hot Ones with Sean Evans. There were a lot of creative differences being hammered out in the midst of this meeting that never really fully got resolved. The biggest of them being they were unhappy with my suggestion that Sean and I kiss on camera after I eat the final wing. I was saying to the fat cats and producers of the show, how else am I supposed to show Sean how hot the sauce is if I'm not literally putting it to his lips with my lips? They felt there were other ways to go about doing this. I personally didn't see it that way. And being the sort of guy who I am, who has convictions and believes in his own creative process, I just kind of walked away from the episode because we just really couldn't come to an agreement on that one. They said I was a fool. They said I would never work in this town again. But yeah, you know what? I left that meeting. I was angry. I was in New York City, but with me I had my lights, my green screen, my suitcase, my flannels. You think I'm joking, but I'm not. I bring these with me everywhere, just in case there's an album I like or don't like that much. Music is everywhere, all around us, and you can never be too prepared when being faced with a situation where you may need to lend a criticism, an opinion, throw an idea or a perspective out there. So, brought the yellow, brought the red flannel. In that particular moment, I needed the red. So what I did was I booked a room at the closest Comfort Inn. I headed down to the Comfort Inn. On the way, I listened to The Big Day. I listened to The Big Day on one of those New York horse-drawn carriages that you can rent. Now, the album on the ride down to the room was actually not that bad. But truth be told, I was very unhappy and very pissed off about the way this Complex meeting went, and I was just kind of disheartened about the fact that I wasn't going to be able to kiss Sean Evans. So I said, fuck that, fuck this. I'm going to give this album a negative review just because I'm mad about this. Which, truth be told, I do all the time. It's kind of an open secret in the music reviewing industry. You wake up in the morning, your car has a flat tire, whatever album you're reviewing that day gets a negative review. If you go out for breakfast and you have a really yummy pancake, whatever album you're reviewing that day, you give it a positive review. You review things based on whether or not nice things are happening to you that day. Truly, that's how music reviews are made and conceptualized. It's why when you go from website to website to website and reviewer to reviewer, opinions vary so wildly across pieces of music that are in the public eye. It's because we're all respectively having good days and bad, depending on, when we review certain albums or songs. It's just a fact of life. There's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days, and depending on what is what, you take that out on the album you're about to review. It's just, fair. So, kept listening to the album because I don't really like to review a record without at least listening to it 1.5 times. That's really kind of my breaking point with a review for a record. Anything more than that, you're really kind of overdoing it. And, basically did my routine of just doing a bunch of ketamine. That's when I decided to turn on the camera, flip it, and do my review of The Big Day. But first, I set up my green screen, made the lighting and everything look perfecto, which I am very good and very talented with, because would you believe? Voila! The screen was greened the entire time in this video that you've been watching. I would not lie about that. That's something I would only tell the truth about. And you know that because I told it to you. And that's the message of this video, the point of this video anyway, for me to come forward and let you guys know the real deal with my review of The Big Day, which, again, I did an excellent job green screening it and reviewing it. And that's what I have to tell you guys in this video. Let me know a time when you used a green screen for a review. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up with a link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, The Big Day, forever.